Ever been to Sri Lanka or to a Sri Lankan restaurant, you'll know that their curries are colourful and vibrant. And I'm going to make one of their very popular curries, a Sri Lankan prawn curry. I always start with the whole spices here, a cinnamon stick, some cardamom, just the pods, 4 cloves, some fenugreek and some fennel seeds. So they all go in, give them a bit of a shake, and as soon as you start to smell them and they start to pop a little bit, it's time to add the next ingredients. Now I can hear this is starting to pop. I can actually see them popping in the pan and it smells really good. So let's add some coconut oil here. We'll put a tablespoon in there. We'll just allow that to melt, and now we can add our garlic, ginger and the shallots. Now we'll give that a toss. You want a big pan. See how large and wide my pan is here? It just means it's going to cook faster. Now we just want to start to get a little bit of colour on here. I'm also going to add some curry leaves. So about 30 curry leaves here. We'll just give that a flip. Right, now while that's cooking away, I'm going to get some chilies, and I'm just going to roughly chop them. I'm going to leave one with the seeds, and this other one I'm going to cut straight down the centre, and I find it easier with a spoon just to scoop out the membrane there and the seeds, because that's where all the heat sits. So we'll take that out, and then again just roughly slicing it so we've got a medium heat to this curry. They can go in with all of our spices there, the garlic, the ginger. Now for some coriander. Now I'll use the coriander leaves to garnish later, but for now I'm just using the stalks. One more toss. You can see that we're getting some good colour on those shallots there. And now we can add all of the heads and the shells of the prawns. I think this is such a great idea, because what we're doing is extracting as much flavour as we can from the prawns. So I'll just give it one stir just to combine it with all those whole spices there. And we'll just allow that to fry away for 15 minutes. Now that we've got some really good colour on these prawn heads and the shells, we can add the rest of our spices. So lots of spices here. Some turmeric, 2 tablespoons of paprika, coriander powder and cumin. So lots in there. Now I'm just going to lightly toast them off. You'll see that this will dry up. Make sure all of those shells are coated. Now in with our coconut milk. We're going to stir it. And we're just going to allow this to infuse and bubble away really gently with the lid on for another 10 to 15 minutes, and then we'll strain it. Now that I've strained the sauce, I've just seasoned it slightly with a little bit of salt, and I'm just keeping it warm on the stove here. Now, if it gets a little bit thick, all you need to do is just add a little bit of water. The consistency that we're looking for is about pouring cream, so just like that. Now, in a really, really hot separate pan, I'm going to add a little bit more of this coconut oil. We're just wanting to allow that to melt away on a really high heat, because I want to flash fry these prawns. Now look at these beautiful Australian prawns. They go in, and don't overcrowd the pan. We'll start with about 8. I could probably squeeze in a few more there. And then once they change and they go bright orange, I'll turn them over, and then we can add a few more. Now that the last batch of prawns are cooked, I'm going to add the ones that I cooked at the beginning back in there with some of the juices there. So heat goes off. I'm going to pour this wonderful golden coloured sauce over, and we're going to finish that sauce off with a good squeeze of fresh lime. You want to do this at the last minute so we can taste it in there. Now to serve it, a big bowl like this, because you need lots of that sauce, and pile up the prawns. You want at least, I'd say 6 prawns per person. Another little garnish of lime on the side, so I'll take another cheek off this. We'll place that just there. And because we kept our coriander leaves, little garnish on the top, rice on the side, a taste of Sri Lanka, a curry that takes around 20 minutes to cook. Apart from peeling the prawns, what I do is get my partner to peel the prawns and I do the best part, which is cooking and tasting.